going on, guys, and welcome back to another video with SOD, or Season of Mastery, approaching very soon. I'm sure all of you are sitting there wondering, what class do you want to play? Because every class is so much different now. There are so many new abilities, some taken from other expansions, some taken from retail, and some created from scratch. But today, without further ado, we're going to be talking about the Druid. Okay, so first up on the list here, guys, we're going to go over the chest engravings for druids, or the chest runes. Now, the runes are abilities that you're going to find out in the world, whether it be through a quest, whether it be through some sort of puzzle discovery. We haven't gotten all the detailed information on it yet, but you're going to find your runes out in the world in various different ways. So, there are runes currently in the game up to level 25 for chest, legs, and hands, and today we're going to be going over all of them for the druid, starting with the chest engravings. So first up on the list here, we have Living Seed. When you critically heal your target with any healing spell, you plant a living seed on the target for 30% of the amount healed. The living seed will bloom when the target is next attacked. Pretty cool. So you're basically going to plant a seed on a target. Let's say you're planting it on your tank. When that seed explodes, boom, that target gets healed. Next up on the list here, we have Fury of Storm Rage. Reduces the mana cost of Wrath by 100%, and each time you deal damage with Wrath, you have a 12% chance for your next cast of Healing Touch within 15 seconds to be an instant cast. This seems like a pretty cool ability as well, because even if you're a Resto Druid, you could do some damage in Raid, and maybe proc some Fury of Storm Rage, and get some instant cast Healing Touches on your tanks and other Raid members alike. Next up on the list here, we have Survival of the Fittest. Reduces the chance you'll be critically hit by melee attacks by 6% and reduces all damage taken by 10%. Damage taken reduced by an additional 10% while in bear form or dire bear form. So 20% reduced damage in bear form. This is pretty big. This is a nice tanking ability. Definitely needed in vanilla for druids. This will make them even better tanks. Now this one, there's a lot of controversy surrounding this one, but this one is Wild Strikes. Just listen to this. While you are in cat form, bear form, or dire bear form, party members within 20 yards gain increased combat ferocity. Each melee hit has a 20% chance of granting the attacker an additional attack with 20% additional attack power. No effect if the party member is already benefiting from Wind Fury Totem. So basically, druids have Wild Strikes. This is now Wind Fury. So Alliance has Wind Fury, right? You're going to want these druids in your group for your dungeons or for your raids or for your group quests or whatever, because imagine you're playing a Fury Warrior or an Arms Warrior or a Ret Paladin. You're going to be able to benefit from the effects of Wind Fury at this point. So this is essentially a Wind Fury totem, which is insane. I cannot wait to see how this plays out. But anyways, let's move on to the leg engravings. Okay, so first up for leg engravings, we have Life Bloom, which most of you probably already know what it does. Reduces the global cooldown of your Rejuvenate and Life Bloom abilities by 0.5 seconds, and you gain the Life Bloom ability. Heals the target for 45 over 7 seconds. When Life Bloom completes its duration or is dispelled, the target instantly heals for 91 and the druid regains half the cost of the spell. This effect can stack up to 3 times, so that's pretty awesome. Druids now have Life Bloom in vanilla. We have Star Surge. Launch surging stellar energies that cause 57 to 70 arcane damage. Star Surge benefits from anything that triggers most talents and effects that trigger or benefit from Wrath or Starfire. That's awesome. We have Skull Bash now. Charge to a target within 13 yards and bash the target's skull, interrupting spellcasting and preventing any spell in that school from being cast for 2 seconds. So druids now have a charge and an interrupt, technically, in cat form in vanilla WoW. So this is pretty crazy, because if you think about this, with the Wind Fury, with Skull Bash, things like that, druids were already kind of competitive in vanilla. If you farmed your manual crowd pummelers, you could do some seriously good damage in Raid at the end of the game there. And now with having a charge and Wind Fury, druids are going to be bonkers, especially in World PvP, but it doesn't stop there. Next up on the list, we have Savage Roar. Savage Roar, finishing move that increases physical damage done by 30% while in cat form, lasts longer per combo point. So 1 point is 14 seconds, 2 point 19 seconds, 3 point 24 seconds, and so on and so on. So Savage Roar is pretty crazy. I play a Feral Druid in Wrath, so it seems like Feral Druids are going to actually perform very similar to how they perform in Wrath, which is they're crazy. If you've been in ICC at all lately, they are pretty intense. The only thing that we haven't seen here yet with the level 25 ruins is swipe, so they still don't really have a form of AoE in cat form, but we don't know because that could be coming later on, maybe in the next phase when we go up to level 40, or the phase after that when we go up to 50, or the phase after that when we go to 60. Remember, these runes are only up to level 25. So let's move on to the hand runes. Okay, so first up on our list for hand runes, we have Lacerate. Lacerates the enemy target, making them bleed for 42 damage over 15 seconds, plus 20% weapon damage per existing application of Lacerate on the target. Causes a high amount of threat, and this effect can stack up to 5 times, so another nice tanking ability for them. Anyone who's played a tanking druid after TBC, you know that Lacerate is basically something that you spam up to 5 stacks, and you maintain those 5 stacks of the bleed on your target, and it produces a high amount of threat. It's a decent bleed, and it's just overall a really good tanking ability. And then next on the list here, we have Mangle. Mangle the target for 160% normal damage and cause the target to take 30% additional damage from bleed effects and shred for 1 minute. This ability benefits from and triggers all effects associated with Claw and Maul. So Druids now have their form of Mangle in Vanilla, which is huge. I mean, that's going to be a massive DPS increase and a big thing for holding threat in bear form. You know, you're going to mangle your target and then you're going to lacerate the hell out of them, and it's going to work, and you're going to just be able to hold threat like never before. Not that Druids really had a problem with this before. Druids actually were arguably one of the best threat tanks in the game pre-60, right? And then at 60, obviously, you have Fury Prot, which definitely surpassed Druids. But before that, especially in 5-mans later on, like, you know, think about the 40s and the 50s, Feral Druids were really good at holding threat. And then next on the list here, we have Wild Growth. Heal all target players' party members within 15 yards of a target player for 156 over 7 seconds. The amount healed is applied quickly at first and then slows down as Wild Growth reaches its full duration. So now we have a nice AoE heal for raid healing. And then last but certainly not least, we have Sunfire. Burns the enemy for 55 to 65 nature damage and then an additional 110 nature damage over 12 seconds. In addition, while in bear form, cat form, and dire bear form, your Moonfire is replaced with Sunfire, Bear, and Sunfire Cat. This spell benefits from and triggers all effects associated with Moonfire. So Sunfire Bear form burns the enemy for 55 to 65 nature damage and then an additional 110 nature damage over 12 seconds, and Sunfire Cat form burns the enemy for 55 to 65 nature damage and then an additional 110 nature damage over 12 seconds, awards 1 combo point. So it seems like you're going to be able to use Sunfire in cat and bear form. I'm a little bit confused about this. I don't know if you guys understand this a little bit better. Drop it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. But it seems like you're going to be able to use Sunfire while you're in bear form or while you're in cat form. So that's pretty intense if you are going to be able to use that. I don't know. Going over these level 25 runes for Druid, I did a quick glance at them before I decided to record the video. And it seems like Druids are going to just be very, very strong. I don't want to say overpowered because every class kind of seems overpowered in SOD, but they're going to be really strong. Imagine the world PvP with Druids, you know, Sunfiring you in cat form, having Mangle, having Wind Fury, just these crazy amount of effect, and now a charge and an interrupt as well. So yeah, Druids are going to be bonkers. So we'll see. But next, I'm going to be working on the Hunter video, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It really does help me out a lot. And share it with your friends. You know, drop some comments down below. If you have nothing to say at all, give me an emoji. It really does help out with the algorithm. But yeah, guys, I appreciate it. So subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications so you don't miss the next time I post a video. I'm going to be posting for every single class. And then there's going to be content almost every single day leading up to and even after Season of Discovery. And if you want to hang out with me live, I do stream on Twitch Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/hammerdance. I'll drop a link to that in the description below this video. But anyways, guys, that's all from me. Thank you all so much for watching and listening in. I'll see you all in the next one.